What's good, everybody? I'm 6'5" Mir, and welcome to How Times Have Changed. This is a deep inquiry of social norms, past, present, and future. And today, we're talking about social expectations. Social expectations are things from, whether it's parents or school. There's just different expectations, and we're going to go over a few of those today. Salute to everybody coming in. And before we get started in introducing the guest and everything in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King, we got a quote for today. All right, so Dr. King's quote: "Without love, it is reckless and abusive, and and love without power is sentimental and anemic. Power is at best love, being empathetic, the demands of justice, and the justice is best served when love is correcting everything that it stands for." Dr. King. All right, Doctor. Doctor. All right. So today, everybody, we got two great streamers on the app, two dope individuals that I definitely have had the opportunity to be on a panel with a couple times. Um, they both are trendsetters in their own lanes, and I would like to introduce both of them right now. So first, we have AV, Anointed Vessel. Shout out to AV. And then also we have Lex the Gentleman coming in also. So two dope artists. If you guys have a chance, make sure you catch up with them. You'll have time to fade them and check out what they got going on the app. So right now we're gonna bring up AV first, and we're gonna dive into some of these topics of social expectations today. And let's get to it. All right.
Salute, salute, salute to the room.
How you doing, sir?
I'm good, sir. How about yourself?
Oh man, I'm chilling down around like gum on the ground. I seen the Pac-Man sweater earlier, and I want one. You know, just like everybody else want one. I seen the matching Pac-Man sweaters, and was like, look, y'all gonna have a third. I'm gonna have to get one too. We just all three of us gonna be walking around with Pac-Man sweaters, and everybody else that want
Hey,
one. You know.
it's the nostalgia for me.
Oh yeah, definitely. When I seen that, I just instantly thought of the Nickel Arcade and was like, yeah, I used to spend a lot of time in there.
Oh yeah, oh
So
yeah. I mean, that
definitely.
was one.
It's a
That's one
pleasure
of
to
my
always
favorites.
have you. Oh yeah, Pac-Man, definitely. Man, look, you can't beat Pac-Man. So AV, can you tell us a little bit about what you got going on the app, a little bit about you just in general? It'll be real dope.
All right, so I'm AV, also known as Anointed Vessel. I'm a featured show host here on the app. My show was actually earlier, Get Lifted with AV, and I'm just your basic streamer. I used to stream a lot more on here, but work and life just took me away from it for a little while. But I'm back and in pursuit of doing some other things here on the app. Content creator, also member of this awesome group of content creators here on the app called the Cave Squad, Creative Vibe Experience. Um, and you got my brother coming up also, the one on Lex the Gentleman as well. I mean, we're just content creators and just here just to do positive things here on this app. I've been called the tagged the tagged pastor and different things, the man of prayer. And so, hey, all accolades have been given by other people, and I just accept them.
Definitely, definitely. That's dope. That's dope. What's up, everybody? If you guys are just now tuning in, I'm 6'5" here. This is AV Anointed Vessel. He said that he has a show Wednesdays, 11 a.m. right, 11 a.m. Eastern time. So definitely make sure you
Yep.
guys check in with that. Get lifted, with his co-host Jamila Joy, two dope streamers. I enjoy going to that stream a lot. It's actually the show right before mine, so you'll catch me in there before you see my show, definitely. Av, we're gonna tap in today to a couple of social expectations, of society and different things like that. So I got a couple questions for you, and we'll just dive into them. Welcome again, everybody. I see everybody in the chat. All right. So, Mr. Av,
Yes, sir.
so a social expectation is that we're supposed to have a lots of friends to be popular. How do you see that, and how do you think it's going to change over the future?
So you say so say that one more time. So um
Social expectation is that we're supposed to have a lot of friends to be popular. What do you think about that, and how do you feel it's going to change over the future?
I'm gonna dispel that myth. You only need a few good friends. In life, too many people cause too many problems.
Definitely.
Friend, there's there's a rule to the word friends, and everybody can't be a friend. Um, Friends get to know you on a more intimate level when they're called a friend. Everybody's not your friend. Everybody is not gonna have your best interest at heart. You're only gonna get a few good friends in life, few loyal friends, and as time go on, you're gonna see that because friends tend to fall off, and you'll understand they were more of just associates than they were friends. You don't need friends to be popular. You need a few good ones that's gonna help push you to your next level.
Definitely, definitely. Everybody has we'll say a small circle. That's like the term that we like to use. Everybody has a small circle. Nobody ever says I have a big circle. You never hear that. You always hear people say I got a small circle. Hey, it's me, my cousin JJ. My little brother. And that's it. It's us. We keep it like that. We really align. We really align. We ain't even a circle. We align. We a triangle at this point. So I definitely understand that, and based off of like how the world is changing, I feel like more and more people are starting to be more just dependent on themselves.
Hmm.
So the whole circle thing is kind of disappearing, because you hear a lot of people say, "Well, I don't have a circle. It's only me against the world." So I definitely see that changing in the future.
I, w-
Personally, go ahead,
I
sir.
will say that just to clarify what I'm saying, when I
Hmm.
because we are seeing that trend happen of a lot of people saying it's me against the world. Understand this: you are going to need someone. You're not you can't do this alone. You're always going to need somebody. So for all those who are saying it's me against the world, understand this: it's not you against the world because you're going to need someone. There's always going to be someone that you need to help. People are put in your life for a reason. I'm not saying you're going to have a bunch of people. I learned earlier that there's really a few people that you need in your life. You need one that's going to pray with you. There's one that's going to be your person that's just going to inspire you, keep you motivated. You need one that's going to keep you honest and that's going to challenge you. And you need one that's going they're going to always think you're doing everything right. And then you need that one person that's going to be ready to fight. Them the five people you need.
All right now. Hey man, I personally got a lot of those qualities in one or two people. For sure. I definitely got those qualities in one or two people in my life. They ready for everything, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. So so you as hold up scroll. Scroll. All right. So encouraging accountability is a trait of a leader.
Yes.
How do you see um, being accountable and encouraging and accountability is important?
Um, that's one of the things that I often preach. You gotta have an accountability partner. You gotta have somebody that's gonna keep you accountable, because we as people tend to always we if we're left on this island by ourselves, we'll always procrastinate. You got to have somebody that's going to keep you accountable to what you got going on in life, to what you got going on within yourself. That's that person that's going to keep you honest. They're not going to be your
Definitely.
yes person. They're not going to be that person that's going to be behind you and just they're going to challenge you because they want to see the best for you. That's the accountability partner. That's the one that's going to tell you, hey, get your stuff together. You ain't got it yet, but it's only to help push you to your next level.
Definitely. I love that. You know, if you guys don't have a accountability partner, definitely tap in with somebody that's close to you that you feel pushes you. Because sometimes you'll push somebody away that's just trying to be, the best for you. You feel like they're lecturing you or they're always
Mhm.
writing you, and really they just see the future. Always say vision only need direction. So um, definitely tap in with your people because you never know. You never know who sees the light for you, and everybody needs somebody to push them for sure.
Definitely.
All right, a social expectation. A man is always expected to provide more for himself than his father provided for him. So um, I can see that as like your dad always pushes you to be better than him,
Yeah.
right? So how do you see
Yes.
that?
I mean, as as a son and as a father, um, I can say that's actually true. Your father, a real father. Now, I'm not saying all fathers, because there's some fathers that are jealous of their kids, but as a real father, you always want your child to far exceed what you've done. They're training you to get you to the level for them to outdo you, for you to outdo them. A father wants to see his child succeed. Now,
Definitely.
as a father, I want to see my kids go further than me. So my job is to keep my foot on their neck and help them be better. Now, does that mean that I give them something different from what I had? In some ways, shapes, and form, yes. But in other ways, I don't want to spoil them so they don't learn what it means to build for themselves.
Definitely. I know they appreciate that advice and that guidance from you for sure. For sure. What's good, everybody? I'm 6'5" Mirror. We got AV in the box, anointed vessel. Definitely tap in with him, hit him with a fave, and go check out his show Wednesdays. All right. Go in there and get lifted. Definitely positive vibes, positive vibes. Make sure you guys stay tuned because we definitely got some more jewels that we about to drop on you in the stream. We still got Lex the Gentleman coming up. And once we get them both in the box, they might have something in store for us at the end, but you got to stay tuned and make sure you guys watch. So, Mr. AV, I appreciate the words. So I got something else for you. All right.
All right.
So in our a social, another social one is in our communities, men are expected to play sports and go to college to be successful. How do you see that?
Well, I at one time in life I thought that was true. Now, when I say I thought that was true, as far as the whole sports thing, I thought that was true. I mean, I was an athlete. I played football. I ran track, played baseball. I did all these different things, and I mean, and was pretty good. Football was what I excelled in. But through life, I found out you take different roads because you have different passions. I excelled in football, but later on in life, I realized I love music. So I excelled in playing. I played trombone, so I was first chair trombone play. And I loved doing that. So football was no longer that much of a passion as music was.
Hmm.
But college, I believe, college helps you become more well-rounded. Now, I decided as I was younger, I was going to go to a four-year institution. And then right before I decided to do that, I found myself going into a technical school instead. So instead of doing 4 years, I went and did an 18-month program.
Okay.
Why? Because I found another passion, which was graphic design, which I love. But I also realized I didn't like school that much. So I couldn't see myself sitting in school for 4 more years. So you gotta fill out what's for you. So may not taking the long road of college may not be for you, but still get the education because it's gonna make you more well rounded.
Hmm.
Now some people can't do college. Some people might do military. Some people may go straight into the workforce. I have no problem with that. But do what you're passionate about. If it's what you love, do it.
Society to they paint a picture of how life is supposed to be. You go to high school, you get good grades, you score high on the SATs, you go to a 4-year college, you graduate, you get a degree, you go in straight into the workforce. That is the plan. That is what's supposed to happen. So when you deviate from that plan, you're going at expectation. You see a lot of times you mentioned the military. I told my parents I wanted to go to the military. They were against it. And I'm like, well,
Yeah,
the military gives you a free education. So you want me to go to
yeah.
school?
They
I'm going to
do.
go to the military to go to school. But, sometimes it doesn't happen that way. Um, your parents say they want what's best for you. Sometimes you might be the first one to go to college in your family. So
Yeah,
you're breaking the norms and the expectations of your family, and your social status. So
facts.
I definitely was one of those in my family that did it. Most of my siblings went to college, but not all of them graduated. So I didn't want. I went to college for sports, so it was cool for me. I didn't really like football like that at when I played in college. I liked it in high school. When I went to college and played football and basketball, I didn't really like it like that. It was different. It was harder. It wasn't fun anymore. I felt like I was playing sports just to stay in school. So
And the crazy thing about it is once you reach certain levels, that's um if it's not your passion, you're not gonna stick with it. So guess what? So now you're going to college to play football, but it's not your passion. It's not what you're passionate about.
mhm,
And then when you decide, hey, this is not for me, and I want to do something else, and now you're looking at your major and everything else, and you're like, hey, football got me here, but this is what I really want to pursue. You're not putting your all into football anymore. Now you're putting your all into that major because you want to do something different in life. You want to take a different road. I say
Definitely.
follow your dream and follow the opportunities that you've been given. Take advantage of them.
For sure, for sure. What's good, everybody? I'm 6'5" Mir again. This is AV Anointed Vessel. We're talking about social expectations today. And right now, we're going to bring up Lex the Gentleman so we can dive deep again into some more of these, these social norms and social expectations. But before we do that, I know some of you guys like the Snapple facts, right? So for my Snapple facts people, the
Uh-oh.
average human takes 23,000 breaths a day. 23,000. So when I come in your live and you're like, I'm gonna be like, what number is that? You know, how many of those did you do today? All right,
I
23,000.
done took
23,000.
23,000 from the time I woke up this morning.
Right, right.
Mhm.
All right. And this one's for AV. When I seen this one, I was like, oh yeah, AV and Lex. Lex, I know you're gonna be on this one too. Peaches enhance your smile. It contains fluoride and it just tastes good. Snapple fact. I
Snapple
seen
fast.
that. I was like, look, when I seen that on the screen, I was like, oh, this is perfect for today. This one jumped right on out.
Because
You know,
if
we on
anybody
the hunt.
doesn't know about us already, you are looking at three peach cobbler lovers.
Definitely. If I make a peach
So
cobbler, I definitely want to get Mama's peach cobbler for sure. But if I make a peach cobbler and some of y'all taste it, y'all might not leave me alone, ladies. So I definitely cook. My mama taught me how to cook. So if I make peach cobbler, just know, just bring your bag on over. Bring your bag over. You might not want to go nowhere. All right.
stop.
So right now we're gonna bring Lex up. Damn. What's up, Lex?
Salute, bro.
What's going on? Salute, salute.
How you doing today, brother?
I'm good. I'm good. How y'all? Appreciate you
Oh,
having
we
me on
good.
here.
Man, good. Definitely,
Real
definitely, man. I tapped in with you before, and just like I said, we were on a panel before, and I'm like, yeah, I definitely gotta tap in with you more, get you on the show, and all of that. So if you can tell us a little bit about yourself and something that you got going on the show for sure. I mean, on the app, and
Yeah. All right. So, yes, Lexa, gentlemen. I'm a featured show host here on the
hey,
app.
calm down
Oh, wait
now.
a minute. You a what? You a what?
Hey,
uh, featured show host. Lexa, gentlemen. 5'11", six footish in real life. Um, I have a show called Spoken Heard with Lex the Gentleman every Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We just became a feature, the second official feature show we had this past month. And every episode, we have an open mic every episode. So tap in, come to our leave inspired, and yeah, just happy to be here.
We
definitely.
waiting to get that purple
Yeah.
ring around Mir's name.
I'm feature. It's definitely coming. We already halfway up the line, so it's definitely gonna and I got a lot of inspiration around me. I got a lot of people behind me that are pushing me. I told a few people
Yeah.
like, hey, I want to have a show. And ever since then, it's like, hey, you preparing for your show? You doing your show? When is your show? You got a flyer? You got this? So I definitely have a lot of backing with that. Maybe we'll get lucky. Lex, the gentleman, may spit a poem for us. I know he did one on his last show. I was sitting there
Gotcha.
with my voice recorder on, like, I'm about to send this to somebody. Uh, definitely, definitely. All right, so Lex, social expectations, right? So social
Yeah.
expectation is to be good at something in order to be great. How do you see that?
You have to be good at something in order
In order
to
to be
be great.
great.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I definitely, well, to me, it all really comes down to your definition of what good or what great is. I look at good as something that you enjoy doing, something you have passion to do, something your heart is. You have to have your heart in it.
Yes,
And if that's not so if that's your definition of what good is, then yes, you have to be good at something to be great, because you have to be passionate about it to be great at what you do. One thing I always say is, if you love what you do, if you do what you love, you'll love what you do.
that's it.
So that's why, even like everything I do, even like with my show, I have a passion for poetry. I've been a spoken word artist for over 20 years. I've traveled around the world, doing it, and so I'm passionate about it. I'm passionate about the art. So why would I choose any other content to pursue, to have a show about, you know, because if not, and this is similar to what AV was saying earlier, if not, what happens is you will get burnt out, and you have to
Hmm.
always remind yourself of your why. Why did you do it in the first place? And if
That's
you're
it.
not passionate about it, if you're not, into it, then you will never be great at what you're doing. So
For sure, for sure. What's good, everybody? I'm 6'5" Mirror. We got AV in the box, and we got Lex the Gentleman. Definitely hit them both with a fade. Two feature show hosts on the app. Definitely tap in with AV every Wednesday in the morning. And then Lex, your show is Mondays, right?
Monday, yep, Monday 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Monday. Yeah, definitely tap in with. You see the banner when you guys go to the For You page. So just scroll through a couple of the banners. You definitely could check out some good content creators, and these are two of them for sure. Um, all right, Lex, do you feel that society puts an age restriction on everything? How do you see that with pretty much? How do you see that with times coming about? So normally you'll do like you're expected to do certain things by a certain age.
Mm.
How do you see that?
I do think that society does put an age restriction on things. Um, I definitely see it even in the realm of like marriage. It's kind of like, and really it really comes down to the culture that's around you.
Yes,
Who your environment is, and that's what really determines what norms are put on you. Like for me, I come from like my family, like my parents. Parents have been married 50 plus years. My brother, I got an older brother, married kids. A sister, married kids, and so cousins. So it's like that was the norm around me. The society around me, and most people that I grew up with, was that you just grow up, you go to college, meet your spouse in college, you get married, and you have and that's your life. Like my life didn't necessarily go that route. I mean, and so I got to a certain age, and I'm not married at this time. I did go to college, um, so stuck with some of those norms, but I still felt some pressure. It's like, dang, sometimes I'm like, dang, I should be married. I should, I should have kids. I should have kids. I should have these things. But I think that's where you have to realize that your journey is not everybody else's journey.
that's it.
We're all on separate journeys, and
Mhm.
there's people that we can reach on our journey because of where we are, that others may not be able to. There's a single brother, a single sister that I can encourage just in my singleness. So I definitely think that there are norms that society puts on as far as age. At 25 you should be at this point. At 30 you should be this one. Oh, 40, you should be married at this. So, but we have to just realize that our journey is not everybody else's journey at the end of the day.
Definitely, definitely. We
So,
see a lot of that going on, especially like in today's society. We see people becoming more successful earlier in life than
mhm.
it was with us. Like some people, like, hey, before I'm 30, I want to have a house. I want to be married. I want to have kids. And a lot of times today, I'm seeing uh, 23. 22, 23, already own a house, already have a full
Yeah.
blown career, and it's not it's I don't feel like that's wrong. Sometimes it's put into you long enough to grind. Like my dad and my grandfather would be like, you got to work for everything, you got to work for everything. So eventually them telling my grandpa telling my dad, you got to work for everything, my dad telling me I got to work for everything, I tell my son you got to work for everything. It shortens up that line. So now I'm not waiting 10 years, 20 years to be successful. I know about it earlier in life, so I grabbed for it earlier. So that's why people that they're getting younger with certain things. um and I love it. I love it. I love it. I like that people are seeing the future early versus waiting, closer to the end. And just like you said, everybody gets there when they get there. It's no race. If it
Hmm.
takes you
Yeah.
20 years to make $1 million, it took you 20 years. So
But the fact is, you're still considered a millionaire.
you still considered a
Right. Right.
millionaire,
Right.
whether it
Right.
take you 5 years or 20 years. You still got that
Yeah.
millie.
Yeah. I think too, social media has played a big part of the younger generation coming up quicker, because
Yeah.
now it's like it doesn't matter as long as you're like, I mean, what, 18, it's like, hey, you can put yourself out there, and your talents can be shown. So I think that plays a part.
I mean, I
Right.
mean that's the biggest thing about social media that I love is the fact that there's so much out there. But I mean, just the computer age in general, um, where we came up, where there where information wasn't so readily available. Now it's available. These
Yeah.
kids are now able to learn how to trade stocks and do certain things that they were telling us, hey, you got to go to college to learn how to do this.
Right.
Right.
Now you got kids doing it at 14, 15 years old and creating generational wealth for themselves.
Yeah. They to watch the tutorial on YouTube and they going
Yeah,
at it. Yeah.
Man, you could go on YouTube and find just about anything these days.
Anything.
And back
Yep.
back we'd have those big brick block computers. We wasn't doing that on them things really. It was just everything was exciting on the computer then. Now you can go in there and pretty much plan out your whole life, map out your whole life, and see other people doing the same thing. So it's definitely cool to see how that's changed over the years, where technology has definitely played a part in it. Social media has definitely played a part in people being more ambitious to their goals, and you can see a lot of people doing the same thing. So you have more visual aid of
yeah.
achievement. I definitely like that about computers. I'm like, we had them big bricks. I'm like, man, these kids these days, they got a little phone in their pocket. Pull the
Right.
phone out. You got everything right there. We had to go to computer labs and wait our turn, and we only could stand on there 20 minutes. Like computers are too expensive for our parents to have at the house. We couldn't talk on the phone at the same time and use the computer. It was a lot
Hmm.
of stuff holding us back. you
Yeah.
know, a lot of stuff
I
holding us
remember
back
that
for
day.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Floppy disk.
AOL. You remember the floppy
Yeah.
disk? Put the floppy disk
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
and download the
Yeah.
internet. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got mail.
Right. Playing Oregon Trail took like
Oregon
five
Trail.
hours. Like it's like, man, this horse can't move no faster.
Right.
Man, I
Yeah.
used to hate being on the phone. I mean, being on the computer, and all of a sudden somebody done picked up the phone to make a phone. Wait a minute, you just messed up my connection because
Yeah.
you on
Right.
because it was on dial up.
It was on
Yeah.
dial-up. Yep. And you had to use the computer in the middle of the night where everybody was asleep. That's when you got your
Yeah,
computer time, or super early in the morning when everybody went to work. All right, Lex. So, being sensitive enough to support, but being strong enough to to not get expect support back is a trait of a man, right? How do you see that now? I mean, I looked at this earlier and I was like, all right, they put a lot on you. You're not, as a man, you're not supposed to ask for help. So, but a social norm, they say, is men being Superman. busting through windows, putting everybody on their back and flying out, but never asking for help themselves. How do you see things like that, sir?
So I think the one of the biggest issues we have in society is just that men not being transparent and reaching out when they need help. And one thing I've always said is women do an excellent job of this in their own groups, right? When women come together, they're opening up. It's like daily support groups. You know, oh, girl, you going through this? Me too. You know what I'm saying? You did what? You know, my man did the same thing, and this is how I dealt with it. Really, they coming together healing. But many times, men, when we come together, we're not talking about those deep things that can really help us in our life and impact our life
Yeah,
for the greater good. You know, we're talking about cars or the show, sports and things of that sort. You know, and we're not reaching out when we need help, and that's why if you look statistically, women outlive men hands down across the world. You know, and the suicide rate is higher with men than is women because if you put a teapot on the stove long enough, eventually it's going to scream out. And so
Yep.
what we're seeing is men are screaming out all along. Why? Because we're holding things in. We're not letting it out. We're not saying, "Look, I need help. I'm struggling mentally. I don't have it together." I know, when I say, "What's up?" Oh, everything's good, bro. Everything's good. No, it's not all good. It's not all good. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like as men, we definitely need to start opening up. Seeking counseling. Counseling is a good thing. But I think there is a lot of pressure on men to just be a man,
Yeah.
hold it in. But what is that? We haven't even defined what that is. You got to define what that is. No, being a man is reaching out. Being a man, we have to change the definition. Being a man is saying I can't do it on my own. Being a man is saying I need help. I need counseling. So
definitely, definitely.
Man, you just, I mean, just from that topic right there, I'm gonna have to reach out to y'all because I think, I mean, me and Lex, we already do this anyway, but
yeah,
I think there's something that I want to bring to the table, that just that one subject just opened up something, and I'm a very visual person, but we gotta it's something we gotta do.
For sure, for sure.
yeah,
Um, definitely, we see certain things like this where society puts the brick on our back, whether we're male, female, whether we're old, we're younger, we definitely go through certain struggles, and we have, the world we're just carrying around a ball and chain, and we just want to be free on certain things. So I definitely see that through other people's lives and through my life also. And we'll definitely get together and have something going on for sure. If you guys is tapping in right now, I'm 6'5" Mirror. We got AV in the box, Anointed Vessel, and then we got Lex the Gentleman at the bottom right here. Make sure you guys tap in with both of them. Dope content creators. They both have featured shows on the app, so definitely check the banners for their times. They will definitely let them be known again. um, so, a fact that everybody knows: what goes up must come down, right? So,
Hmm.
um, law of Newton. So, with things like with social expectations, I'll ask both of you: what is a social expectation that you definitely dealt with in your lives?
Hmm.
mm.
There's so many.
you know,
There's so many.
I think with me just being, I grew up in a Christian household, and there's a lot of expectations that came with that. Like one is, just the I felt like there was an expectation I had to keep up in the household, like not like we didn't no cursing, going to church every Sunday, um, you know, not really going out, not going to clubs, things of that sort. And I feel like when I got to college, you know, it was like it was like the world opened up. You know what I'm saying? Like I was, it was like a catapult. You know, everything that like I held back, I wasn't doing a lot. Is like, man, I was going out every night, you know, in college and hanging, you know, like, well, long story short, my second semester, my first year, all the guys I was hanging out with, none of them came back, were invited back. I was the only one that was there my second semester of my freshman year. And if I would have had one credit less, I wouldn't have been able to come back, you know. So that was my wake up call, you know, and I was like, okay, you know, but that definitely, that was a social norm for me, just growing up. So
All right.
Yeah, my social norm, we actually touched on it a little earlier about sports, playing football.
mm,
I was, I was a big, I mean, I was very well known here, where I am, in football, different magazines and different local articles and captain of the team and all. And I was, and the social norm was, oh, he's gonna make it big. This is what he was about, and it was like, and so when I became, and it was crazy, when I became a senior, well, later I'm junior, senior in school, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to play football no more. And I got, I mean, the social norm was, oh, you're killing your dreams, you're killing your vision. But the thing about it was, I understood I had a different vision. I understood I had a different path. And the crazy thing about it is, their vision for me was not my vision. My my vision for me was not even my vision, because now, I mean, for what you all know, AV, anointed vessel. Now I'm a preacher, but that was never in my vision. So I didn't, and I was one. Like Lex said, he grew up in a Christian household. I didn't grow up in a Christian household. So everybody's known for me was either I was gonna play sports or I was gonna sell drugs. That was all they saw. No
Right.
one saw me going into ministry and becoming someone who is a light and works with people and helps build people.
Definitely. It's an image. Society, we're real visual. So we'll
yeah,
put up two images of people, or we'll see a group of individuals, and we'll automatically put a label on them and say, this is what they're going to do in life. This is
yeah,
what they're not going to do. And it's human to judge people. I You can't help it. You always pass judgment some kind of way, whether it takes a split second or it's drawn out. A lot of people judge, and we got to break those norms. Definitely, I see you both. Based off of your stories that you guys have told, you guys both broke your norms in life. AV, you're a pastor now. You play football. You didn't really see that being completely your future. Lex, you were in college and you was partying, man. You got it together.
yeah,
You seen the vision of what you wanted to achieve. Sometimes we need that wake up call. Sometimes everybody has a wake up call. Sometime in their life, we're like, hey, look, I got to get it together. You know, Let
yeah,
me figure out what I really want to do. And a lot of times we're put into a position, we're prepped for a position that we don't know about. So,
mm,
and then it just boom out of nowhere, it just hits us, and we're like, oh, wow, this comes easy to me. I love this.
yeah.
Uh,
If I can
Go
speak
ahead.
on just real quick, because so like my situation, like when you talk about the image, like me growing up, everyone automatically just looked at my size, you know, like, you know, broad shoulders and everything, and so they were like, "Oh, you have a football player body. You should play football." I never liked football. You know what I'm saying? I never got in and get into football. You know, growing up, I played like soccer, you know, and played some basketball, but I never really got into football. But people kept saying it so much that I was like, fine, all right, I look like a football player. Let me play football. So I
Right.
went out. my freshman sophomore years, got injured the beginning of both years, and never actually played the game, and to the point where the bone separated in my hip. Like, I got injured
Mm,
so bad in my freshman year. And so, but like AV was saying, and like you saying, it was never my passion. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that from that moment, I was like, you know what? I will only pursue what I want to pursue. I like the arts. I like spoken word. I like, those delving into those deep things, in life. And so I pursued that. And now I'm in ministry as well, myself, like AV. So you
dope.
have to, it is important. Don't go along with just what people say you look like. Oh, you're big, you should do this, or, you have this size, you should do that. You follow your passion.
That's it.
Right,
I
right.
mean, that man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a road that you got to take. I mean, but I guarantee if you take that road that's paved, the one that you allow to be paid for you, you get better results.
Yeah. Yep.
For sure, for sure. I know I come from a family of tall people. So my tallest brother is 7'1". I got a 6'8" brother, 6'6" brother, and another 6'5" brother. My brother that is 6'8", he did not play any sports at all. And people always would be like, "Man, you should play sports." So you always get the "all you tall for nothing" kind of thing, right? But right now he's a computer engineer living in where's he at right now? I think he's in Bahrain working. So, and then my other brother's in Taiwan working. So, uh, they didn't play sports like that. They did, they decided to go into computers and other things. So you see a tall person, hey man, you must have played sports, and they just automatically see that for you. So if you guys are tapping in right now, look, uh, I'm 6'5" Mirror. This is AV, and we got Lex, the gentleman. If you can, Lex, um, and AV. I asked you, AV, if I actually came to your show earlier today, and you had some keys that you dropped on everybody to unlock some doors. This is probably the best part of your show for me. I go in there like, man, let me hear these keys real quick. So I heard them today. Look, I came in there and I heard them today. I was like, ooh, I like those. I was like, we got to share those with my audience too, because they might not tap in with your show yet. So we could give them a little taste of what they can expect for the future.
No problem, no problem. All right, so if every we call these the keys for the week, and one and today we talked about taking advantages of the opportunities given, um, and what advantages your opportunities give you. One, your opportunities allow you to grow and to learn. Taking advantages of those opportunities allows you to grow. If you don't take advantage, you stay stagnant. You got to learn to take the time to get to take advantage of them. You want to always be growing. You want to always be learning. You don't want to stay stagnant in where you are, because one of the things I said earlier, stagnant water, when it stays stagnant, when it stays still, it becomes tainted, and you'll always be mad at yourself because you never took advantages of those opportunities. So of take advantages of the opportunities, that because they allow you to grow and to learn. Number two, opportunities help you achieve your goals faster. When you have an opportunity, when you take advantage of the opportunity, you set yourself up to achieve your goal at a faster rate. See, some of us are not achieving our goals only in the time that is allotted to us, and we slow ourselves down because there are certain opportunities that have been put in front of us that we don't, and doors that have been open for us that we don't take the time to walk through them. You got to take the time and take advantages of those opportunities. Number three, opportunities helps you meet the people and put you in a place of people that are supposed to help you get to where you're supposed to go. So it helps you meet new people. It puts you in that place. You're not going to get there by yourself. That's why the very first question he asks is about friends. And do you need a lot of friends? No, but you do need to meet people. People are going to help push you to your next level. There are people that are designed to help you get to where you are and get to where you're trying to go. Number 4, taking advantage of the opportunities allows you to discover your passions. When you take advantage of new opportunities that are around you, oftentimes you don't realize what you're passionate about until you try new things. So these help you discover what your true passions are. But if you never take advantage of those opportunities, guess what? You're gonna always continue to do the same things over and over again. And you don't live life that way. And number 5, taking advantage of the opportunities allows you to move forward in life. That's the whole thing about staying stagnant. You gotta take advantage of those opportunities. You want to see yourself do better? Put yourself in a better position to move forward. Walk through the doors that are open. When those doors open for you, they're open for you. But if you don't walk through it, guess what? Then you find yourself on this ongoing cycle.
All right. Definitely. Yeah, I enjoyed those earlier today. It kind of, touched home, and conveniently it matched up with today's show. So it was like on purpose, right? It was meant to be heard, you know. So I definitely appreciate you blessing us with those keys, and make sure you guys tap in with AV because he does this every Wednesday. And there's a second set of keys because that was only the first five, right? That was
Those are
only
the
the
first
first
5
five.
that
So definitely
we can.
check
So
in with his show and get the rest of them for sure. Um, my man Lex, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to put you right on the spot, but if you can, give him a little taste of what you do on Monday, if
let's
you're
put some
able
real
to,
legend.
you know.
Definitely. Um, I do have. I got about 5 more minutes. I'm in HR, and I have a meeting. I got to go in about 5 minutes. Just let you know. Um, let's do this. Through my trials and tribulations mixed with complications, sometimes I find it hard to have patience. Dealing with tests and temptation day in and day out, constantly coaxing my mind into a mental state of doubt, got me questioning, will the storm ever be over? I'm ready for my rainbow. I got my 4-leaf clover, so Hova, please let me know the plans you have for me, because right now I find it kind of hard to see. Temptation's blinding me, finding me in all types of situations. My life is wasting. Should I give up or keep facing? And if I stop, will I just see this test again? Maybe I'll go in head first, bound to win, for sin is not my master, but the Lord God is. He said he'd always give me strength, for the battle is his, and this I know. So why don't I act as such? Because right now I'm feeling out of touch. So Lord, if you could please throw me a line and rescue me before I start losing my mind. I think of the times when you brought me out before. So could you please come through once more? I'm feeling like my body's at war with my soul and my spirit. See, demons are calling, but my spirit ain't trying to hear it. You tell me calling you and they will flee. And that's cool, but I find it hard to stop and calling you. And it's in the moment you owe me. So Lord, give me the strength. For in you I beat these forces that I'm up against. So no, I won't complain, but proclaim your name. For when this storm is over, I will not be the same. So I will sing through my suffering, praise through my pain, power past pessimist while professing his name, screaming Jesus when times get hard. See, I learned it takes a real man to call on God. See, it's not I, but reality I can do it alone, which further proves that earth is really not my home. See, I'm alone from the one who gave his life for me, then turned around and gave his spirit so now I can see. And I plan to be right here until heaven I enter. For when Christ returns, I'll be returned to sender. So when your winter gets cold, it's he that warms it up. And when you've been through enough, it's he that takes a cup. For all that you need to know is the battle's won. It all took place on the cross when God sent his son. So just believe and receive it, and then you need to rest. With him, you're more than a conqueror through your trials and tests. And yes, times will come when we don't understand. And since it is a test, just simply raise your hand. And trust me when I say with God, you can do it. Because if he brings you to it, he's going to take you through it. Because although you're crushed, you're not destroyed, perplexed, but not despaired, because he'll never put more on you than you can bear. So welcome rainy days like you're welcoming money. Because if not for these days, we wouldn't appreciate the sunny. It's funny that pain is just the Lord trying to purge us, and struggle is for a greater purpose. I know it hurts just for the moment, the own it no longer. And in the end, you're always made stronger. That's that
That's
piece.
it.
All
That's
right.
it.
All right. I know y'all felt that. You know, I was like, "Is tomorrow Monday?" Oh, it's Wednesday. We gotta wait. We gotta wait. We gotta wait. We gotta wait.
Gotta wait.
Definitely, man. Make sure you guys hit Lex with a fave. Hit AV with a fave. Uh, Tapped in with me also. It's been great, guys. You know, I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of conversations in our future. You know, feel like we kind of got like a thing going on now. You know, so
Definitely.
we definitely tap in at the good times. We've been on a couple other shows together, and I definitely enjoy many more to come, more shows to come. I'll definitely reach out to both of
Definitely.
you again. And
Please do. Please
anytime
do.
you want me on the show, don't make me. I might have to turn into a poet for Lex's show, you know. But
Hey,
I
go
know
ahead and
you have
start right
open mic
now.
night. Yeah, I know you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
open mic,
yeah,
so I might
yeah,
have to, you know.
yeah.
I used
We
to
normally, yeah.
rap a little bit, so I know I could turn something into something. You know.
Okay, jump on the open mic. Yeah,
That's
Yep,
it.
I have to turn.
yeah,
Yep, I have to do
See me
something.
on
Get
open
on
mic.
there.
yeah.
We're gonna be like Mirror the Poet, come in there. You know, with my little book, my little hat sits beside my feather. Definitely. So, hey, everybody, before we slide out, make sure you guys hit my two brothers right here with a fade. Before you guys go, let them know what you guys got going on. AV, let them know about the show.
All right. Hey, I'm AV. Um, Tap in with me every Wednesday on Get Lifted at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Feature show here on the app, and you can catch me different times. Slow jams versus at 10 p.m. On Mondays and Wednesdays, except for and that'll be back next week. So tap in with me, myself and Jamila Joy, and tap in tomorrow. We'll be celebrating 3-year anniversary on Creative Vibe with Jamila Joy. So
yeah.
Definitely, definitely.
And just tap in with me every Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Spoke and Heard with Lex the Gentleman, where you come as you are and leave inspired. That is assured. You will leave inspired. And yeah, and just catch me on cave shows. You know, shout out to Creative Vibe Experience. So definitely tap into really in any of the cave shows, Jamila's show, AV show, um, Mr. Vine, who's out there. She has a show coming soon. My speech is Queen K. So yeah, tap in, and yeah, just thank you so much for having me on.
Definitely,
most
definitely,
definitely.
man. I appreciate both of you guys coming, and I appreciate everybody coming to the live again. I'm 6'5" Mirror. This is how times change. We'll be back again next week, Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern time, with another topic and another subject and two more guests. So definitely tap in, hit me with a fave. Make sure you guys come as you are as well. Open hearts, open minds, and everything. And we're up out of here, guys. All right. Thank you for coming. Stay dangerous.